right, folks. Week two's in the books, and week three is right upon us. Who won week two? Who lost? And who's going to win in week three? It's going to be an exciting week because few teams are 0-2 and they're desperate for a win badly.
Yeah, absolutely. So without further ado, if I can find it, here it is. So like you said, Amir, teams are 0-2 and are waiting to come up with a victory.
Yep, and right out the bat, the fans in Baltimore aren't happy. They're hoping for a bounce back performance when their team came home and the team in Vegas had other ideas.
Yeah, sorry, but but you
Yep.
say that the Raiders had other ideas, and
Mhm.
they sure did. Uh, Ravens 0-2 to start the year, which is quite a surprise for me and for most people around the league.
No, it is. 'Cause they're expected to represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. They only lost what 3 games all of last season. They already lost two. They're only two after 2 weeks. Not and everyone thought they were going to bounce back against the Raiders because Ravens are the team to beat. And Raiders aren't. Well, Raiders said, well, we have other plans.
Yeah. So as you can see by these predictions, folks, on your screen right now, we had the Ravens winning this game, and the final score of this game was 26-23 Baltimore. So Amir, looking at this matchup right here, obviously you're surprised. What was some of the takeaways?
I mean, they're up by 10. You figure, all right, Ravens are going to win this game going away, and then interception by Spillane in the midway late in the third quarter had Ravens fans concerned, and when the clock struck zero, they were pretty pissed because they lost on the last second field goal. I mean, it's one thing to lose to the Chiefs, but they're the Raiders. How can we lose to them?
Yep. And we'll get to them here in a few minutes about who they're going to play next. So I'm very intrigued about this Las Vegas team, going forward this week.
I agree.
So coming up next, we got the review. We have the Vikings and the 49ers. Another surprising loss up on the board for both of us. Um,
Yes. Mhm. And
so
before we get into reviewing this game, yeah, I do apologize for somehow leaving this out when we did week two preview in the previous episode. Don't know how that slipped by, but here it is now. And as Keenan said, another surprise. That seems to be the case in week two. We get a lot of surprises. Either a team that's did good week one had a setback, or team that was supposed to bounce back didn't bounce back, and it's like a lot of uncertainty. It's like what's going on here. And this Vikings team's, I mean, heck, they pretty good team. I know they tried missing the playoffs last season. Having said that, Sam Darnold beat his former team as he was a backup for the 49ers last season, so good for him.
yep, and that was a going to be an interesting matchup for sure with Sam Darnold, facing his former team, like you said, Amir. And how about that Justin Jefferson touchdown pass from Sam Darnold? Touchdown uh reception from Sam Darnold. Excuse me.
It was good, and even better when you got Kevin Harlan on the call because he can call a big play.
Oh, absolutely. And from the Vikings, 49ers side of things, no Christian McCaffrey once again this week, and as we found out earlier, I think it was last week. Christian McCaffrey's going to miss a little bit more time, so better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, day before the game, they put him on IR, which means he'll have to miss at least 4 games. So we'll probably see him by the end of October. And again, I will say Jordan Mason, he's taking advantage of his opportunity, win over 100 yards. Well, actually ran for even 100 yards in losing effort. So they got depth on their roster. So I wouldn't be concerned about the 49ers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be concerned either. 49ers, like we said in our pre predictions, the first episode, I got them making it to the Super Bowl game. against Kansas City. But yeah, I'm not too worried either. 49ers are a great team. Those the Vikings. So hey, congrats to Minnesota for getting it done.
Hmm.
And oh boy, this is where it's a little interesting in the Carolinas. Speaking of former quarterback with Sam Donald. So
Well, Sam and Kristen's former team, let's just say it's like Murphy's Law almost every, well, it's been that way since 2018, and it probably thought you had a bad taste in your mouth last week, Panther fans won in New Orleans. Well, charge to make sure that bad taste never went away, or the Panthers offense. Looking by the score, 26 to 3. Yeah, not much right home for the team that played at Bank of America Stadium, who were chanting Fire Day Tepper as the game concluded, and I don't if we could blame them because they haven't really done much of anything since score as their owner.
yeah, absolutely. And I just want to squeeze this in there before I forget. But breaking news out of Tuesday morning, Bryce Young has found his ticket to the bench.
Yep, only 84 yards passing in the pick. It's not that's to say his days and with the Panthers are numbered. Seems like every quarterback's days seem to be short lived here. And we'll see how Andy Dalton plays for them. As for the Chargers, if you have J.K. Dobbins on your fantasy roster, you're in good hands. He's the NFL's leading rusher after 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. What a big game for him and Joey Bosa gaining a few of his stats increase as well. And that's another guy you don't want to mess with going forward. And Jim Harbaugh and his Chargers getting a victory on the board. So Amir, we are 1-2.
Yeah, and I do know they did have a bit of an injury scare with Justin Herbert, but luckily it wasn't major. But got to make sure you keep him healthy because look what happened when he missed the last half of the season. It was Chargers off went down the toilet.
Yeah, and I can relate to this. My brother actually had uh, Herbert on his fantasy, lineup team last year, and he was doing pretty good for him up until that point. So I thought I'd throw that in there. And shout out Chase if you're listening.
Mhm.
So
Definitely.
with that, um, Panthers have some work to do. Like I said, with Andy Dalton, with being called as QB1, and we'll get to them in a few minutes. So we're 1-2, and we're climbing back up a little bit.
Mhm.
So up next we have Cleveland and Jacksonville to review. So Amir, what do you think?
Yeah, to say I'm looking for an offensive explosion in Jacksonville or Trev Everbank Stadium. Oh, not this was not the game. You like defense? Got plenty of that. 6 sacks and a safety. And that's pretty good. But, offensively, both teams make major concern, especially in Jacksonville.
Yeah, pretty rough going for them for sure. You know, Trevor Lawrence Stadium, as they said on the broadcast of this team, right?
Trevor Bank Stadium, so it's like
Trevor Bank Stadium.
Everbank.
Yeah, I was. Yep, I was on the right track. Yeah, but
But yeah, oh yeah.
um, but yeah. Um, again, I don't get NFL Sunday ticket, and I was able to watch some of Redstone the other day. And let's just say for Jacksonville, it was a close game. Don't get me wrong, but with Cleveland's defense coming through like we see over here, so that's good for Cleveland to bounce back, and I trusted their defense full heartedly, you know, last week. So
Yeah, I can't say it's safe for the team that was in their home stadium the week before, but we'll get to them shortly.
yeah, so um, so as you can see, Jacksonville, while giving up 6 sacks, 2 on Cleveland, 4 on Jacksonville. The clincher coming from Alex Wright of Lawrence late in the fourth quarter. So too little, too late, as they would say.
Yep.
So with that out of the way, we have Jets and Tennessee. And coming into this game, Aaron Rodgers has never gone 0-2 in his career. Well, Aaron Rodgers, you found the win column this week, last week.
Yep. Finally found the win column as a member of the Jets. No, a year overdue because what happened on Monday night against the Bills, but
Right.
finally, no Jets offense was shaky at first, but finally hit its stride. And that able to get the winning touchdown from Mr. Hall or whoever the burn back's name is, whose name is escaping me. But anywho, as for the defense, yeah, wasn't spectacular. I mean, I know he gave that touchdown to Calvin Ridley where it looked like he had didn't look like a catch at first until further review. Either way, they were to come a little late. Red zone stop against the Titans, whose offense seems to disappear in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. And Amir, do you have that running back name and the side notes here?
I put him in the side notes, but it's what was his name? Jets running back.
Yeah, but
What?
I bet it will come to you, here shortly, hopefully. But yeah,
No, Braylon Allen. That's it. He
okay,
scored the
gotcha.
touchdown that game, or the go ahead that proved to be the winning touchdown in that game.
Right, and Amir, yeah, summed it up perfectly of the game winning touchdown to give that's the victory. For me, I got really nothing much to say about this game really. So without further ado, let's move on to Arlington, Texas, this week or last week on the Saints and Cowboys matchup. And oh boy, I see here 44-19. And Scooter Magruder, if you're watching this, look away, sir.
Oh, Scooter was watching in real time, and he wasn't dancing to the NFL Fox theme song this week. Matter of fact, Cowboys had nothing to dance to. Seeing Alvin Kamara find the end zone not once, not twice, but how about four times? I'm going to say they're rubbing the Panthers no one hit wonder. This is a sign of things to come. So this is their and something with their late season 40 burger against the Falcons was no one off either. They scored over 40 points his last three or their last three games, whereas the Cowboys they given up 40 plus points in the last two home games. And its defense was supposed to be better under Mike Zimmer, and well, that was not the. That's not what they got on Sunday at Jerry World. Cowboys fans, that is.
No, no, definitely. That is a big negative, and all red caps too. So yeah, very surprising. Um, I did not see that coming. And shout out to New Orleans though. They're surprising me for an NFC South contention for the championship for that division.
And this is a big year for Dennis Allen. He came under fire for things didn't work out with the Raiders. First season with the Saints didn't work out. Of course, remember the debacle at the end of their game against the Falcons with James Winston um, hand up touchdown that was supposed to take a kneel down, and all Saints fans were calling for his head. Well, so far so good in 2024.
Absolutely. And they haven't lost a game yet, so 2-0. Um, but um, yeah. So like I said, they didn't they break the record for points in three consecutive games.
I wouldn't say that's a record, but I do know they've gone over 40 plus points their last three games they played. Season finale, season
Right.
opener in Dallas or Arlington rather.
Yeah. Yeah. But I can't remember who does NFL Red Zone at the moment, but he said if they go over this amount of points, they're break the record or come close to it. So,
Mm.
but sorry, I'm getting your name, sir, but I'm just drawing a blank. But yeah, good job by New Orleans, and yeah, we'll get to them. But anyway, yeah, we got Lions and another NFC South team on hand. So Amir, we find we did not find the win column in this matchup, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunately for Lions fans, they their team didn't deliver this week. So, in spite of Aiden Hutchinson having 3 sacks in the first quarter and also playing the first game following the death of Joe Schmidt, who made the Hall of Fame as a linebacker and even coached the team briefly in the early '70s. Then again, turn over ball over twice. That does not, and score 16 points, not going to win many games. And this Lions offense is supposed to be one of the best in the NFL. And they haven't got much on Ron St. Brown to be at. And the offense has kind of been shaky in his first 2 weeks, but still.
Yeah, I expected the Lions to be a little bit better, but I'm glad that they're still keeping it close. But as for Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers, another NFC South team finding their way right now.
I mean, heck, give credit to Baker. You know, down by 3, leading down the field, scored the winning touchdown on his own, 11 yards out, win the game in Detroit, and also for Bucks and all this some sweet revenge from last season. Following they lost to Detroit twice, once at home and then in the playoffs. So, they got a little better to get that. I know they're feeling good about to erase those 2 losses, get those 2 losses out of their system.
Yeah, so that's another thing for sure. Bounce back after ending week one. So yeah, I got nothing else to say really. So good job for Tampa Bay and Detroit. Hopefully you can find the win column this week. So up next we got the Colts and the Packers, and Amir, your Colts, your second favorite team, has not found the W yet.
Yeah, Colts fans thought a W was all but secure when Malik Willis was named the starter, but unfortunately, they forgot that hey, we got Barone, who's not quite found his way yet. Unfortunately, 2 interceptions doomed the Colts, who again both lost close games. In this case, they were thrown by 16-0. As for Green Bay, I don't think they get their first win of the season, but this is their 800. That was their 800 win franchise history. So, congrats to Green Bay, and also do
Hmm.
it at home too.
Yeah, definitely. That's something that I did not know about. That's an interesting fact for people listening or watching us right now. Is that 800th win for Green Bay? So Green Bay fans, you have something to cheer about and more. So
Mm-hmm.
and but Jordan Love is still not on the field yet. But hey, good job by the backup quarterback of Green Bay.
Oh yeah, got a big day from the running game. I heard, and again also the defense. Holding the Colts in check. So by getting over 100 yards to Jonathan Taylor, but still,
Yeah.
congrats to Green
So
Bay.
yep, and I think it was around this time that Anthony Richardson was sort of off, and he had that injury, around this time.
Then we had his first shoulder injury, which unfortunately was a foreshadowing of things to come. And again, there is flashes. It's just he's good on the ground. Just his passing game is kind of just up and down, and as was the case on this past Sunday at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, that's a good point for Indianapolis. Hopefully one of these days or soon rather than later they can turn it around. But yeah, I got really nothing really to say. So Amir, you did a good job breaking that down. So appreciate that. And up next we have Seattle and New England. winning in the first overtime matchup of the year, I think, right?
Second, the first one was in
Second.
Sunday night, first Sunday night game of the year.
That's right. Yeah. Yep. And now it's coming back to me. But yeah. I would say on my prediction, I was pretty close, and Jacoby Brissett is doing some good things right now with New England, and as for Seattle, they found the W in the win column, and they were able to do a walk off field goal, to end it.
Yeah, so battle of first year head coaches, Mike McDaniel and Gerard Mayo was an overtime thriller. And and I know Gerard Mayo's first game it led to stadium didn't end in a victory, but I will say the Patriots found their identity on the ground. Passing game does need improvement. I mean, you're not going to win games with passing for 149 yards. Well, 108 of them going to Hunter Henry. Was nothing wrong with that. Very good for tight end, especially when he's healthy and utilized. As for the Seahawks, Geno Smith, I know this place was a household for him was with the Jets. And so last year, the Jets broke that losing streak, and it helps, had got Iowa target and DK Metcalf, who had over 100 yards in this game and scored the game time touchdown in the first quarter and helped set up the game winner in overtime.
Yeah. So good job by Geno Smith. For 341 yards, 9 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 56-yard to DJ Metcalf. So yeah. So good work by them. So up next we have the Giants and the Commanders, and so far the Giants still has no. Excuse me. So far has no wins in the W column.
And ironically, they're the only team that found the end zone in this game, doing it 3 times. Although trying to get that extra point was not well, it didn't work out because their kicker, Graham Gano, used to play for the Commanders back when they were the Redskins, injured his hamstring on the kickoff, so therefore Giants had to go for two after scoring 2 touchdowns. And when they did try to attend the PAT, it was not successful. As instead of the kickers, well, Austin Seibert, who they signed, manager signed off the street or in the week. What does he do? Kick 7 field goals, including the game winner. So it's like, so it wasn't pretty, but Washington fans, you're like, we'll take it.
Yeah, take how you can get it, right? Then kick 7 field goals, and that's all you need. And as I see in the side notes here, it's the uh first Commanders win of the season, and for Dan Quinn, first win as the head coach of that team.
Yep. Congrats to Dan Quinn. No back on the sidelines. Gets his first win in his second game as Commanders head coach. And Jaden Daniels, he haven't thrown a touchdown pass yet. First victory in the NFL as well. So congrats to him.
Yep, and this is a team sport. It doesn't revolve around the quarterback all the time. And oh boy, we got some things to say later on in the show here. So
Well, especially
Commanders get
involving
it
the
done.
quarterback and coach.
Oh yeah, for sure. We'll get there. But so the Commanders won, and that's a good sign. And as for Amir, Cardinals 41, Rams 10 point.
Oh yeah, you read that right? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I was just shocked hearing that score while I was listening down on the radio. But I will say, Marvin Harris Jr. What a way to bounce back. I mean, I know your first game didn't go as it didn't go as planned. Only got caught one pass, but then in this game, you caught four for about 30 in the first quarter. Something I heard your father only did once. You pulled it off in your second game. So, way to bounce back,
And
sir.
yep, and you know what? This score reminds me of Week 1 against Carolina versus New Orleans. This gives me shades of that game.
Ryan's offense was having playing like the Panthers offense, which you wouldn't expect from a Sean McVay offense. since on the subject of that, there might be well serves a Cooper Cup for the foreseeable future because he left the game with an ankle injury, and also heard Matt Stafford had an injury and was in the game late in spite of it, and there was some criticism in regards to that. But either way, this Rams team that won the Super Bowl just 3 short years ago, they're 0-2, and maybe time to hit the panic button in LA. Maybe.
I would say not yet because I would say maybe by week 3 or week 4, I would be concerned. And we talked about this last week about teams that are 0-2 right now. I don't think it's still way too early to tell. With teams that are supposed to be in contention for a playoff run. Um, I wouldn't be concerned fully, but I would be a little concerned. I'll just panic a little bit, maybe a 3 or 4 out of 10 on the panic scale.
And on the subject of that, then look at the Saints, Chargers, another team's 2-0. The Bucks, everyone's saying they're Steelers as well. It's like contenders, pretenders. Just it's again too early to tell. It could we only played 2 games so far in the season. We got 15 more to go. Ready to say 15. We're saying 14. So it used to be 16 games back not too long ago.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, that's something to keep an eye out for sure. With 15 games left in the season, you have an extra game rather to catch your breath. So,
Hmm.
yeah, uh, pretty much, you know, easier said than done for sure. It comes to the Rams, but hopefully they can bounce back later on. So, up next we have the Kansas City Chiefs and Bengals, 26-25. Interesting score here, Amir.
Yeah, we were close by Chiefs maybe scored maybe 2 more points if we would have gotten the exact score. But either way, Joe Burrow versus Patrick Mahomes, round 4. Well, he had everything he asked for, not just going from the quarterbacks, but a potential interception of the year by Cameron Taylor Brett took place in this game. You know, back and forth affair between two elite teams in the NFL. There was Jamar Chase. It's been a slow start to his season, but he made an impact, though not in the right way when he had a competition with an official that nearly cost the Bengals some points. And then, speaking of costing the game, Bengals had the game won on 4th and 6, but then their Anthony unfortunately interfered with the Chiefs receiver, allowing the Chiefs to get the automatic first down, getting the field goal ran, or Harrison Butker kicked the game winner as time expired. So Chiefs
Yeah, and
2-0, Bengals 0-2. I don't when I heard the Bengals are known so slow, but even Bengals fans are saying 0-2. That doesn't always work out.
yeah, like I said, panic button for me is very low for teams starting 0-2 at the moment. But as past history tells us, the Bengals struggle right off the gate, and they try to play catch up, and things don't work out for the best. But as for Kansas City, you know, got the flags that they wanted, and those were called correctly in my opinion in such a tight game.
Oh yeah, the interference flag that was when I saw the second replay. I said, "Yep, they got it right." 'Cause he pushed the Chiefs receiver seconds before the ball arrived, which is pass interference.
Yep, absolutely. But good job by Kansas City. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes. You know, doing some sort of dance right now, and hopefully they can. Hopefully they can keep it up for themselves. But anyway, We're gonna move forward to another 2-0 team, like Amir mentioned, Pittsburgh. Way to get it done.
Yep, I mean, no Russell Wilson revenge game, unfortunately, because he's out with again with another calf injury. As for the Steelers, yeah, 13 points. Yeah, not much to write home about. But you know what? Outside defense held the Broncos 6 points, had two interceptions inside the 20. So Steelers defense is playing great, you know, playing Steelers football. And it's usually the case with Mike Tomlin teams. Yeah, it's not pretty, but he finds a way to his team finds a way to get it done. What more can you ask for? Well,
Yeah.
and since I say that, Bronco fans, yeah, you're probably asking, why is Sean Payton here? Why is nothing working? Why can't he manage the clock and get out Jaguar Gator Nine's doghouse?
Yeah, that's a good point. Um, Jaguar fan number 9 has something to say about them. So, as for this game,
Mhm.
I'm not really surprised by the outcome at all. Really, like I said, with Pittsburgh right now, no Russell Wilson. Yeah, but I'm hoping that he finds a way on the field. But hey, everything seems to be uh, working according to plan right now. So,
Yep. And as for Denver, 0-2, year two of Sean Payton, considering how things started and how what they've been saying about Mr. Payton, especially with his clock management mishaps. Yeah, that I can throw it at the panic button, but I'm a Bronco fan. I'm not happy with the results.
yeah, definitely not happy. But that's but yeah. Anyway, back to uh the schedule here. We have the prime time matchup coming up next on Thursday night slot, which is the Bills at Miami. And if you're a Dolphins fan, look away because this is not going to
Well,
be.
yeah, there was not much to look. Yeah, if you're a Dolphins fan, this was a game to forget. The team got dominated, and your quarterback got concussed again. That being Mr. Tua Tagovailoa. And I just talked for him to just hang it up. And I don't blame them after seeing that hit he took from Mar Hamlin, of all people, between Rhode Island incident on Monday night, just few seasons ago. It wasn't pretty. And again, this is the third concussion he suffered in his career, and two were suffered 2 seasons ago. It's like even with one with the whole CTE stuff and players like ex players having memory problems and so forth. And we don't want Tua to go down the same road. I get he wants to put it in his own hands, but also health is important, and also your future.
Yeah, it sucks to see him go down because I like Tua a lot. But yeah, I did hear in the news earlier this week, or I think it was either last week or earlier this week, that Tua doesn't plan to retire anytime soon, which
Mhm.
is a good thing. So
But I do, if he's not 100%, do not start him. Don't rush him. Just and also I don't think Tom Brady's suiting up anytime soon either. Because I heard there's rumors that he might be the Dolphins quarterback. No, that's not happening.
no, if that happens, I don't know what I don't know what I'll do. I mean, I don't like. I mean, I don't hate Tom Brady, but I think at Tom Brady's age, he should not go out there, despite him missing some time. He's got to focus on the NFL and Fox stuff. He's doing a pretty decent job over there as of right now. So, um, but yeah, Tom Brady should not be out there on the field, especially at his age. In my
Yeah. But
so,
anyway, since still we got to get to the Bills, we are ready to get to the Super Bowl, and that performance is definitely Super Bowl worthy. Tom, jumped out to an early lead, and never looked back. James Cook, who's from the Miami area, good homecoming for him, finding in end zone 3 times, two on the ground, one receiving. And the Bills defense also stepped up after giving them 20 points to the Cardinals, holding the Dolphins to 10. shut them out in the second half, and then Mr. Ingram, who Jamarcus Ingram, I should say, intercepting a Tua pass and taking to the house early in the third quarter to basically put that put that game put that game away.
Yeah. So good job by Buffalo there to get it done. And you know, and as for Tom Brady again, I just want to reiterate this again for people that may have misheard. Like I don't hate Tom Brady at all as a quarterback. I think he's fantastic. So if you want to if you want a clarification, there's your answer there. So I just thought I'd throw that out there.
And then again, I don't think he's. There's talks that he might start for the Dolphins, but I don't think he's coming back to the NFL field anytime soon. I think this retirement is official. He's got a good gig at Fox. I know it's still not it, some growing pains going with it, but uh, again, I don't expect Tom Brady to be walking on an NFL field wearing an NFL uniform anytime soon. Dolphin fans.
No, and I know this is random, but what about Cam Newton? Probably. Uh, do you think he'll find a way back in the NFL? Speaking of quarterback.
Did hear that he tried out for them. I'm not. I don't think it's going to happen because I looked at the Dolphins' depth chart and roster. He's nowhere to be found, or his name's nowhere to be found. I think they're either going to go with Skylar Thompson or Tyler Huntley this weekend in Seattle, but um, maybe heck, it might may want to look into Mike White again. Just saying, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows for sure, but I'm doing a quick Google search right now, and they're looking at Skylar Thompson as a day ago, according to CBS Sports. So be on the lookout for Skylar Thompson uh, starting this week.
Mm-hmm.
Here. So I just thought I'd look that up real fast, but anywho, we're done talking about this matchup. And as for the 8:20 p.m. game on NBC, Bears, Dolphins. Yeah, you guys get was it the Bears that the Bears? No, the
Bears Texans.
uh Bears Texans. Excuse me, I meant to say Texans. Texans found a win column.
Yep, 2-0. So the Texans offseason hype is well living up to it. They're 2-0 up 2 games. Their kicker Kai Fairbairn who won AFC Special Teams of the Week honors after kicking 4 field goals on Sunday night, and they found the end zone. You know, one of the running backs found the end zone in that game. After the Bears' offense, yeah, their offense season hype has yet to come. Yet, yeah, it's not living up to the hype, I should say, because they have played 2 games with 1 offensive touchdown. None was come by Caleb Williams, and yeah, Matt Eberflus is clock management issues of he's had some clock management of his own, which cost the Bears a touchdown late in the second quarter. So I'm a Bears fan. I would not hit panic button, but be second guessing myself. Like it's a big year for Matt Eberflus, third year. He's 0-2. Ed Williams supposed to be the guy, but now there might be change of Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields punching bag talks again. To jump to that conclusion, but again, just offense has not been producing the first 2 weeks in Chicago.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the Bears are doing quite well. You know, despite the offense struggling, but the defense is playing a big role in that. But I wouldn't panic just yet. But I think the Bears are doing well. DJ Moore, I don't know his stats at the top of my head, but has he found the end zone already?
He has not, and he's considering the Bears have only had 1 touchdown on offensively, and that came on the ground. None through the air just yet, but that Bears passing offense does have to improve because this is a passing league, and they can get away with passing under 200 yards every now and then, but it goes on. You gotta hit 200, 250 at least if you want to win
Yeah.
games.
So it's sort of like a Panther situation, right? Because you know, the defense is doing fine, but the offense is not there right now, right?
Well, let's say, how do I put it? For the Panthers, it seems like they are on an island on their own, and I don't think that's by choice.
Yeah, yeah. Looking back at it, having you said that, that makes sense. But
Mhm.
yeah. I say that because of the trade of the Bryce Young trade that the Panthers did to get him, you know, later on.
Yeah,
But
Brewers
that's
were
not
feeling a
the
little happy about that one. And I was speaking of island on their own. Two people in our last game are. It's like who's gonna find their way off their island after their in-game issue on Monday night.
yeah. Eagles defense. I'm gonna go on a rant. What was that? What was that? That was terrible.
Not the Eagles fans would agree. I think Eagles fans would agree with the last minute 46. Like, what is going
Yeah,
on here?
yeah. They kept leaving players wide open, and was a bait that found the end zone for Atlanta to get the lead, right?
Yeah, Kirk Cousins, who yeah, I know fans in Atlanta like that. I mean, that late game strides are that's nothing against him. Actually, hats off to Kirk Cousins for taking advantage of a second chance that, quite frankly, should never have gotten to that point. Had I don't know, Seahawks fans can agree with this, and Falcon fans, the Eagles, I don't know, ran the ball, heck, used the tush push, and on third and
Yeah,
two, no less.
exactly. And Barkley, you, you gotta you gotta stop practicing your juggling skills, sir. This is not the time to do that. So, and as for
Yeah,
Atlanta, and as for Atlanta fans, I want to make a sincere apology for you know for saying what I said last week about the score of this game, and they look good. Don't get me wrong, but the Eagles, I'm more upset about for sure.
yeah. And then, sorry, I didn't mean to cut in there, but yeah, just I mean, Falcons. I mean, heck, hats off to them. Kirk Cousins' first win in Falcons uniform. E. Morris, his first win as Falcons coach. So did from comfort behind fashion. And Drake London, I know you got some notoriety from the media with your touchdown celebration and also your girlfriend
Yes,
celebrated in front of
I said
the
yeah. Yeah, it was in front of the referee, Drake London. That's right. The base is the defensive guy. My bad.
yeah, you know,
But
may want to be careful with your celebration next time, Mr. London, Mrs. and Mrs. London. And again, you had something to celebrate about. But anyway, as for Mr. Barkley, after your good debut in Brazil, that was not how you expected it to. How your debut at the link was supposed to go. You were up in the path that cost your team the game, and as for Nick Sirianni and Kellen Moore, yeah, I know this is not the look they were looking for because unfortunately Nick Sirianni, that's the case with a lot of U.S. head coaches. You're on their you're on the radar, and that radar got there's a giant bullseye on you, and that bullseye got pretty big after that drop in that late game collapse, and also the collapse from last year too.
yep, yep, that's something to keep in mind going forward this season. If Philadelphia, I have them to do pretty well this year. I don't know. I don't remember if I have them winning the division, but I don't think so. But I would double check right after the show. But yeah, kind of yeah. But overall, we did pretty well on our records for this week.
I I thought I was going to go 11-5. I thought I had 10 wins in the bag with the Eagles, but then that third down two debacle pretty much ended any chances of that. So that game ball
Yeah.
lost and get into 11 wins.
hmm Yeah. So I think with that you finished what 9-7, Amir.
Yep, 9-7.
Yep, and I finished 10-6 if I'm doing my math right. Yes. Uh-huh. So that looks right to me. So Amir, do you have anything else to say before we move on?
Well, I'll just say week two, games in the books. Hope, the games turned out the way everyone expected. Not well, got next week, and what I will say is last chance for a lot of teams searching for the first wins of the season. Not it's they want to start hitting that panic button.
Yeah. So speaking of panic button, we're on to week three for the last chance for the teams that are winless, and I see that on our screen right now. So Amir, do you want to kick it off to talk about our first matchup?
Yep. So speaking of winless teams, the Giants they are going to go to Cleveland take on the Browns. Heck, we'll say the Giants' offense did show up last week, albeit in a losing effort. Cleveland's offense shaky, but I'm going to lean towards Cleveland. They have the defense to keep them in the game. Hopefully, their offense shows up, but I will just say it's going to be a low scoring affair. Browns 17, Giants 7.
Okay. Well, looking at the odds for this week, according on ESPN.com, money line has the Giants plus 230 and the Browns minus 280, and a total of 38.5, and the favorites are the Browns by 5.7 and the 61.1% to win outright. So if you're looking to gamble responsibly on this game, there are your odds. So with my pick, I'm gonna this was pretty easy for me to pick. So I'm gonna say Browns win it. Hmm, Browns are gonna win, but by how much? I'm gonna say 21, and then the Giants. If, um, they're not terrible by any means. So I'm gonna be a little friendly and say 14.
I would say, yeah, low scoring, a little bit closer than I know the fans in Cleveland would expect, but their offense just hasn't shown me anything of late to say that I put them, give them like 20 points. Just, I got, then again, they might go over 20 points. You never know in the NFL, but I get
Yeah,
guys need to believe it to get my drift.
hmm definitely. And like I said, the Giants aren't terrible. It's just, there's nothing right now, and that's why I haven't scored 14 points to be a little nice to our New York Giant fans. So Browns 21, Giants 14.
All right.
So up next we have the dominating Saints and the Philadelphia Eagles, the New Orleans Saints. So it's Eagles at Saints. So Amir, any notes on this game?
Well, I know this game's gonna have a lot of points. It's a low scoring affair. There better be something wrong with the scoreboard at the Superdome or the Fox scoreboard. That being said, um, I'm just gonna be played safe. Saints 34, Eagles 27.
Well, with this game, Um, Philadelphia Eagles versus the New Orleans Saints minus 2.5 here. So, so if you want to look at the odds, it's going to be an interesting one indeed. So, high scoring for sure. And as for Eagles, no AJ Brown this week, for the third week in a row. Um, so I'm going to have to agree. Saints 34 and Eagles excuse me, 27.
Yeah, and also, yeah, that's going to hurt without A.J. Brown. Eagles do have a stacked team, especially on offense, so I'm not concerned with that, but will say his absence, hopefully that doesn't catch up to them as the season progresses. Hopefully they'll see the field by end of this month.
Yeah, hopefully. So I got nothing else to say. So let's move on.
All right. Well, speaking of showing up, I hope Broncos offense will show up. He's a Broncos fan, and also Tom Payton's clock management, because unfortunately he's under fire for his clock management in the first 2 weeks of the season. Oh yeah, it stopped on a familiar face for him in James Stadium, where he's had some interesting battles with the Buccaneers during his time as Saints head coach. And I heard one time that he broke his leg in the game against the Buccaneers, but that was a long time ago. Anywho, as for this game, Tampa Bay, I have more faith in them than I did the Broncos, so I'm going to go with Bucks 27, Broncos 10.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be, you know, I think it's gonna be offensive game from Tampa Bay. Baker Mayfield will have another solid game. So how with that being said, Denver, you got some work to do still. Um, I'm gonna say 28. Denver will have 14.
All right, I mean, but yeah, if I'm a Broncos fan, I better have that panic button on nearby.
Yeah. So this is a game, for Denver. It's really important for Sean Payton too, because you picked a really good coach a few seasons ago or this past offseason. I can't really recall, but yeah, Denver. Hopefully, you can score more than 14 points on mine.
That's out. Well, yeah, I think Bronco fans would agree, but I got to see it to believe it, Denver. But as for Tampa, I saw and I believe, and I'm going to play it safe and pick the Buccaneers. So go Bucks.
Mhm. So we have the Packers and Titans up next, 1 p.m. On Fox, and for these games that we're reviewing right now, these are going to be on a Fox affiliate channel. So if you're wondering, yes, they're on Fox.
Yep, and also check your local listings for the game in your area, as they say in these commercials on Fox or CBS. Anywho, as for this game we're reviewing now, actually a Will Levis revenge game. He was drafted by the Titans in 2021, and it didn't quite work out there. So let's see if he can silence the crowd at what do they call it now? Nissan Stadium. And so yeah, as for the Titans offense, well, let's hope they can score more than 17 points and heck, maybe score more points today in the fourth quarter. Having said all that, I'm just gonna go with Green Bay. Eh, Now it looks like they're going to score 17 again, according to my prediction. Tennessee and losing effort, and by the same score the first 2 weeks of the season. Okay, I I surprised myself there. I will admit.
Yeah, but yeah, um, Malik Willis starting once again for Green Bay. But looking at these odds here, minus 3 if you're looking at the betting odds on ESPN.com. So with that, looking at this team here, I'm gonna say Packers are gonna find a way to win, but I'm gonna say it's a close game. So Titans will have for Tennessee, it's easier for me to type, but um 17. So Packers win at 21-17.
And so so Amir and Keenan going to Titans score 17 points again and losing effort. Oh boy, 24-17. Wow. Okay, Titans. Uh, I don't think you can envision that start the season. And again, we'll see how it plays out this Sunday. As with Green Bay, Malik Lewis, show the fans in Tennessee what you're made of.
Yep, did well last week for sure. And, you know, taking over for Jordan Love, and I hope Jordan Love comes back sooner rather than later.
Well, speaking of sooner rather than later, entering our first slate of games on CBS, and we're going to start on Lucas Oil Stadium. Well, we got two teams that are winless. Only one's going to come out here with the victory near out with a victory. And for the fans in Indianapolis, they hope it's their team. I hope so too. As for the Bears, well, I think we said for them because they were both these teams have started to do good, and they have a goose egg. And well, Bears, I will say this: want to have I don't know cross 20 points, see Caleb Williams throw his first touchdown pass. Hey, you can do it against the Colts because it seems like I don't know what it is. The Colts are the answer to a lot of the trivia questions in the last decade. Just ask the Cowboys, the Vikings, or the Packers last week. Whew, sorry, that's a bit of a rant
Of
there,
a
but
of a Yep,
let's say, all right. Anywho, Colts, it's your last chance. It's not going to come easy. 27-20.
well, I'm looking at the odds here. It's if it's money line Bears plus even Colts minus 120, and the total of 43.5 opened at 44.5, and Colts by 1.1, 52.9% to win outright, and Colts minus one according to this graphic right here. Um, let's see. Do I pick a struggling quarterback or a really solid defense right now in Chicago?
Mm-hmm.
I think I have an idea. So
Yeah.
it's gonna be Colts 17, Bears 14. You know, think about this, right? Bears are not so good on offense, but on defense, oh boy, they're pretty good. They're pretty good. So low scoring game. Um, by these two. So, but I really believe Anthony Richardson can bounce back. Hopefully, if they can just protect him really well, I think good things might happen.
Well, not only that, also protect the football, and also, yeah, and while this Bears offense has anything to write home about, well, Colts defense, yeah, remember the last time you played at home? It was, I don't know, well, basically the Houston Texans show. So, yeah, they ran over 100 yards, and I heard the Bears are running game is looking to get on track, and they're looking at tape from opening day, looking to replicate that total. Well, yeah, don't sleep on this Bears offense, in spite of their, sloppy, underperforming highlight reel. So just and this Caleb Williams guy, he's a rookie. Rookie quarterbacks love to use their legs, and Caleb Williams, he's looking to make make an impact soon, real soon. Hope it's not on Sunday, but I've seen the Colts make I know rookies and second stringers look like Pro Bowlers when they get whenever they face them. So anywho,
Yep,
so, yeah.
especially the last 7 years for sure. If you're a Colts fan or a Panthers fan or even some sort of Browns fan, if that says a lot. But we're going to go to our next matchup. Chargers at Steelers next, 1 p.m. CBS.
Well, okay, well, like defense, these two defenses are good, and that being the Steelers and the Chargers, and they got a good running game, both of them. I will say, I will get at the moment. I heard Russell Wilson's been limited in practice, so his status for this game is kind of iffy. But if he starts, which is again iffy. I believe the Steelers are better at giving more points. Hmm. Boy, this is a bit of a tough one. I will say. Yeah, I will give the Steelers the nod. I think they may not cross 20 points yet, but I'll say 19 Chargers 13.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing for Pittsburgh, but I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick different from you, Amir. I really think Chargers from last week they got some momentum, you know, off a how do I put this? Um, Off a fantastic win against Carolina, even though Carolina is struggling to even keep up with anything right now. But Chargers defense, you know, uh, why am I drawing a blank on the head coach's name?
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah, Jim Harbaugh. You know, is a tough minded coach. Doesn't like to lose. So he's gonna get this team fired up, and he's the guy. I think. And as for the betting odds, the money line is at 1 plus 105. Chargers, Steelers minus 125. Total of 35.5. Open 36.5. Steelers favored. FPI favored, but Steelers 0.5. 51.3% to win outright. So I think it's going to be close according to these betting odds as well. But I really think the Chargers could probably do something with that.
Well, I will say if the Steelers offense doesn't like kicking the gear, I could say the Chargers could steal this game. So again, I think it's still going to be close either way. So also a good one with Jim and Tony in the house as well.
Yeah, absolutely. That's another thing to look at. Who's going to be commentating this game, and Tony Romo. Has some done some memorable calls already, and well, like we said from earlier in the show, we expected a few surprises, and well, we didn't expect a few surprises, I might say, but never know. It's the NFL.
Yeah, yeah, you never know. And some of these surprises are like that's leave you pulling your hair out, and others are like, that's my expectations. And speaking of which, well, we got a fun one in Minneapolis because I heard there's going to be a homecoming for one of the Texans receivers. There's the two this
Yeah,
year, in fact.
Stephon Diggs returned to Minneapolis.
Yeah, and I know he's looking to put on a show there and against his other team, the Bills, in a few weeks. And the Texans offense looks like, hey, if you want to highlight reel, let's here's your team. Here you go. Well, I will say last Sunday night was not quite what we expected. And again, as for the Vikings, soon that he'll be on the field for this game. Justin Jefferson. I know he had a bit of an injury scare last week in San Francisco. I know he's going to ball out too. He's a guy that replaced Mr. Diggs in Minneapolis after Diggs went to Buffalo in 2020. And they had a pretty epic showdown 2 seasons ago when Jefferson's Vikings took on the Bills at Orchard Park. As for this game, wow, and battle of unbeaten too. Yeah, can't get that as well. How's this game gonna play out? I got it.
I got mine written down already, and I have Texans winning 23-20. It's gonna be a good one, folks. And oh, Amir, Minnesota 34, Texans 31.
Yeah. I mean, look at the Texans. I mean, it's gonna be a big. I'm seeing the big game from Stephon Diggs and Justin Jefferson once again, and CJ Stroud versus Sam Darnold shootout. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but you got Justin Jefferson, Stephon Diggs, and Nico Collins, and Austin T.J. Hawkinson. Yeah,
Yeah,
shootout's not
that's
out of the question.
Yeah, that's a start-start lineup. I'm actually gonna change my score here if I may, but I'm gonna say 31-28 on my end. So just to keep things a little more interesting. So 31-28 is my official score, and you saw it here, folks.
And hopefully I don't jinx it on my end, but if he didn't score or result comes through, that will be the Texans' first win over the Vikings in franchise history.
Oh, that's interesting, and I did not know about that for sure. So if you're looking for a trivia question, folks, there's your answer.
Mm. Yep, they had never beaten the Vikings.
Yep. And speaking of beating themselves, we have our old friend Carolina on the road in Las Vegas.
Okay, so we won't be getting any early games on CBS. This is a late. It's gonna be a single header weekend. It's, Charlotte, it's, I'm not sure they like that, or I know fans of Charlotte would want to see another game being played. Having said all that,
Well, my prediction changed a little bit yesterday when I found out Andy Dalton what was going to be starting.
it's interesting enough. It's Bryce Scott missed last week's game. Last season this time, he missed the week 3 game on the road in the West Coast area time zone. And Andy Dalton started and led the Panthers, albeit in the losing effort, to 27 points. Could he do it again? Hopefully in a winning effort. Maybe.
I mean this, I mean this is a good game to bet on, folks. So if I can just pull up the betting odds real fast, and
It's funny this is being played in Vegas too. I'm
yeah,
betting.
absolutely. So yep. So if you're in Vegas, looking to go big, here is your money line options when it comes to ESPN. So Panthers plus 200, Raiders at minus 240. The total is 40.5, opened at 38.5, and FPI favored Raiders by 4.9, 62%. I thought the 62.5% to win outright. So I thought the percentage was going to be way higher. But this was posted a few hours ago as of this recording. So yep. So 12:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was written down or uploaded to the website. So yeah, interesting to note there if you want to put something on the line.
Yeah, and it's I know Raider fans, and I know they're feeling good after their victory in Baltimore, and then when they heard that Panthers coming to town, they were like, "Should you start anybody on your fantasy line with a Raiders helmet?" It's like who's gonna be next to make who's gonna be the next team or player to break the hearts of Panther fans around the world. I know probably has gone down a little bit knowing that Bryce Young will be suiting up, but having said that, I think this will it's also improved, but I think the Raiders are going to walk away with a victory.
Interesting score by Carolina. They only have one touchdown. Yes, you heard that right. One touchdown, and that came from Amir.
Oh, I'm going to Bryce Young. Well, he
Ah,
started
who was
down.
yep. But interesting score. I really think Panthers can find the end zone with Andy Dalton. I I'll just say this. I really hope Bryce Young comes back, and I hope he gains his confidence back. And I still believe in Bryce Young. I really do. It's a team thing, and for anyone that says it's a Bryce Young thing, that's your entitled to your opinion. I'm not saying that you're right. I'm not saying that you're wrong. You know, that's just my 2 cents.
Yeah, if you're a Panthers fan, just saying, man, can the ball bounce our way for once? Can our team have a lead? It's not going on over 270 days since the last time they even had a lead. It's just like
Yeah, and
hard to believe in today's NFL. It's like so easy for other teams to do it, but why is it so hard for this team? Oh wait, it's the Panthers.
for,
Why is it going to
for
look after them?
yep, for 10 seconds, I might add, for only 10 seconds. Stephen A. Smith said it himself. They only had it for 10 seconds. And as for this game itself, I'm going to say the Panthers get 14 on the board. And you read my mind when it came to the Oakland score of 27.
I mean, Vegas.
For, for the Vegas Raiders. Excuse me. Sorry about that, folks. But yeah, that's just my 2 cents on that. And without further ado, skip, let's skip to my Lou to Miami at Seattle.
Mm. Oh, fun. Also, Raiders' first win as Vegas Raiders came against the Panthers 4 years ago. Not Rose first game,
Yeah,
but that was a long time ago when it was COVID season two. Boy, you know it's been a
yeah,
long time to say that.
yeah. It has
Anyway,
been a while for sure.
yep. But anyway, 2020, yeah, we will just get out of here. Let's move on to 2024. Oh, wait, we're in 2024. And let's talk about this game in Seattle. Okay. So, speaking of quarterbacks, well, yeah, Tua, who also went to Alabama, like Bryce Young, yeah, he won't be playing. And last I heard, Skylar Thompson is going to get the nod for the Dolphins. As for the Seahawks, Geno Smith's going to be playing this game. All right, and so without further ado, I think they're going to come out on top, and I'll say to win it. It's going to be a little closer than people expect, 28-23.
That's an interesting score, but I'm gonna say Seattle wins it uh 20, 27 to Miami 20. So if you're looking at the odds here, if you're gonna say with a bold print, um, I'm gonna say that. So when it comes to the betting odds, money line is plus Dolphins 175, Seahawks minus 210. Total is 41.5, opened at 42.5. FBI favored by 5.3, 63.2% to win outright. So I say I think that's right. You know, minus 6.5 open.
Mhm. And keep in mind, the Dolphins, I mean, I know Tua's going to be out, won't play this game, but Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Raheem Mostert, it's offenses, no pushover. You know, they only scored 10 in their last outing, but this offense can score points.
Absolutely. No pushover indeed if it comes to Miami, but I think it's going to be too little too late if I have to make an early prediction right now.
I would have to agree with that, but yeah, boy, should be a close one at Lumen Field. Oh, it's Century Winfield early on. So I apologize, Seahawks fans.
So we have we have a team that's looking to get their first win of the year versus another team that got demolished at home against New Orleans. So Amir, what do you think?
Yeah, I know when this game came out, when they were released back in the spring, I know Ravens and Cowboy fans predicted they'd be 2-0 and not have one win between the two, especially in Baltimore, where it's like we're not supposed to be 0-2, maybe 1-1. No harm in losing the Chiefs, but the Raiders, whole another story. And Cowboy fans, yeah, their last two home games have just been a horror show. It seems like the opposing team, which ironically enough seems to be a secondary home game for them, but it's had success in their stadium. The Rams are hoping to do the same thing to here because this is supposed to be one of the Super Bowl matchups, and well, by days end, that Super Bowl matchup might be only played may come to fruition on Madden. So, okay. And I heard, man, Tom Brady's going to be calling the Cowboys again. What's going on with this picture? Oh, okay. Well, anywho, I'm going to say the Ravens get off the schneid 27-24.
Okay, so what do you think? Game winning field goal, touchdown?
Hey, Justin Tucker, yeah, game winning field goal. I roll with that. Then give him Lamar
Oh,
Jackson rolled off too.
okay. Okay. I'll have that in the back of my mind. So, oh boy. Tom Brady's calling this game like you said, Amir. Uh, this is a little tough to be honest with you.
And I agree with you.
Um, hmm, my gut is telling me Dallas, so I'm gonna trust my gut, and it's gonna be close. It's gonna be really close, and I would have to agree on the score as well. But I think it's gonna be opposite of what you said. Dallas will find a way to bounce back. I think no big deal. Ravens, you're gonna come close, but starting with 0-3, I think this game is gonna surprise a lot more people than expected. And um, as for the betting odds here on ESPN, one minus 125 plus for Baltimore Cowboys plus 105, total 48.5, and favored by 1.3. Okay, so it's gonna be really close. So 58.8%. Um,
Mhm.
so if you're looking for this game, I would say this is not a bad game to bet on either.
And hopefully they'll be broadcast in our area. I know it's the Cowboys again, but it is the America's game of the week. Unless you want to, I don't know, people in our area want to see the game in Glendale or Arizona instead. They did that last year when Cardinals
Yeah,
ironically played the Cowboys over the Chiefs Bears game, and I say that worked out because that game at State Farm Stadium was way better than one at Arrowhead Stadium. But anywho,
hmm yep. Speaking of Arizona,
hmm
here we have Lions at Cardinals.
yep. So Lions, I know you're looking to bounce back. Cardinal fans, you're looking for an encore, especially from Marvin Harrison Jr. Um, I think he'll put up a good stat line, but it won't be in the winning effort. Lions have a lot more to play for. I know the Cardinals have been competitive and then some, but Lions will find a way to get it done. I won 31-20.
Okay. Just looking at the betting odds here. So we have money line minus 150 for the Lions, Cardinals plus 130. Total 52.5, open 51.5, and the FPI favored Lions by 0.2. So it's split basically 50% to win outright. So 51, or excuse me, 50.1 to be more specific. So they're saying it could go either way, right?
I mean, again, the Cardinals have. I know that they're not figured to do much, but the Cardinals are saying, "Heck with that. We'll have our own expectations." So, and the last few meetings between these two have been competitive out in the desert. But so I can't really blame him for that. So it could be closer than people will expect. I mean, I have the Lions winning by 11. Doesn't mean they're going to be dominating from beginning to end. I will say Arizona's going to put up a fight. Heck, uh, Martin Harrison's Jr. I know the Lions are not going to sleep on him.
Yeah, and I definitely agree. This will be a close game indeed. So 7 point victory by Detroit, 27-20, I think. And I'm gonna trust the betting odds a little bit. It could go either way, sure.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, I don't need it. we'll talk over you. It's just
Yeah, no worries. No need to apologize.
mm, right. So we're gonna go from the desert to Inglewood, not too far from Hollywood. And let's just say the script Ram Scott for week 2 was one they like to throw away.
Absolutely. Oh, man, that was not a good outing in a review earlier in the show. So, um, I'm just gonna go ahead and put my prediction down for 49ers. You're gonna get 24. Rams. Um, 14.
Yeah, it looks like that week 7 or 8, yeah, 17 victory over the 49ers, which ended that long losing streak to them in the regular season. Well, hopefully they might be starting renewing it, the Rams for the 49ers. So, yeah, 49ers by Christian McCaffrey out of the lineup, and also Debo's going to be out too. Yeah, they'll find a way to pull this one out 30-21.
Yep, and that's what I put. Sort of a low scoring effort, but not really. Like we said in the intro, folks. A lot of key guys out this week. Debo, AJ Brown, Christian McCaffrey. So that's the main subject of this episode.
And Cooper Cup's going to be out. We'll miss this game. And Debo Samuel, I heard he might miss this game as well. So the 49ers are going to be shorthanded offensively, but they'll find the way to win. Because Ward Mason, he's no he's no joke. He wouldn't say the real deal, but he's taking advantage of his opportunity.
Yep, and if you're looking at the money line here on ESPN, the 49ers are minus 350, Rams plus 280, total of 43.5, opened at 45.5. The FPI favored 49ers by 5.3, 64%. So you're looking to bet on this game, there are the odds.
Yep. So, and wow, yeah. And I don't know if it's going to be a Hollywood ending for the Rams, but I think it's going to be another one for 49ers. Anyway, let's move
Agreed.
Hollywood to, well, not far from Broadway, but to East Westford, New Jersey, where we had our second Prime Video of this season.
This should be a fun one.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers versus Jacoby Brissett. I don't think they ever faced off
Yeah,
before.
exactly. Like I said, this should be a fun one.
Yeah, and this will be the Jets. Yeah, first home game of the season. Hopefully, this will go better than the last one. Well, at least no one will get hurt. So that being said, I'm gonna go with the Jets. I'm gonna say they win 27-17.
Okay. When you were writing that down, I merely thought 47 for Jets. So um, I'm gonna say, hmm. Actually, now that you mention it, I'm gonna say it's gonna be a close game. I think. So
You know,
so if you're listening out there on Spotify, 27 Jets, Patriots 21.
and let me turn my light on. I was about to say before I lost my trail of thought. I mean, if the Patriots passing game can get on track, they can win it. This game could be closer than we think. 1 second.
Ab- Absolutely. And looking at the odds here while Amir's turning on his light. So
Yeah.
um, but as we look at the odds, so Patriots plus 210, Jets minus 250, total 38.5, opened at 40.5, FPI favored, Jets by 6.6, okay, so 66.7%. So when it comes to my prediction, so it looks like I'm agreeing with the betting odds here.
Yeah, you have the Jets winning by 6, and they're able to win by 6.5. So yeah, that's right on the line there.
Absolutely. So and we have two more games left. and we have the Chiefs and Falcons. So one team, you know, coming off of a huge victory against Philadelphia and another huge victory against Cincinnati if you're Kansas City. So Amir, take it away.
Yeah, so Kirk Cousins will face off against Patrick Mahomes for the second year in a row. Of course, the Chiefs played the Vikings last season with the Chiefs coming away with the victory. I would expect the same here as well. I will say Kirk has played better on prime time. It's not always his fault. His team comes out short, but they'll find a way of playing the quarterback because that's what sells. That's what makes headlines. It makes his ratings. Speaking of which, I hope this game will be a rain bonanza. I say it will be. Chiefs 27, Falcons 24. It's gonna be a close one, but be Mahomes magic in Atlanta.
I think it's going to be high scoring for sure. I would have to agree there. Kansas City wins it 30, and then Atlanta will have hmm, 21, 21 for some odd reason. So, and as for the betting odds for this game, let's see. Okay, so the money line, ooh, a little interesting here. So we have the Chiefs minus 185, Falcons plus 155, a total of 46.5, open 46.5. Okay, so it hasn't changed. So FPI favored Chiefs by three, 58.3% to win outright. So they're calling a close game on ESPN.com here.
Yeah, and they said Chiefs by 3. I had them winning by a field goal. So I expect this game to come down to the wire, and it's going to be a thriller in Atlanta. Albeit it might be a little rainy in the area this weekend. But yeah, it'd be a good one at Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Mhm.
At one point,
So last,
and Stadium and Superdome, but now it's Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
yeah. So definitely to watch out for that kind of stuff there. So we only have two games left in here. So Jaguars at Bills are up next.
Yeah, the first Monday night doubleheader. They've been doing this for our last now going third season in a row. They've done that. The Bills have participated in the first one 2 years ago when they routed the Titans. Of course, that one was two plays in Philadelphia between the Eagles and the Vikings. Having said that, on the last time they faced, the last two times they faced Jacksonville, the Bills, Jacksonville has fought through with the victory, but not this time. I say the Bills get it done. They win this one. I say 31 Jaguars 10. I think the Bills are they they're gonna exercise some demons with this victory on Monday night.
Yeah, Bills look super good right now. So I'm gonna say 24 Jaguars. You are gonna get 14.
And also battle the Josh Allens. I know the one Jacksonville seems to I don't know, but he's on the winning end. But I think the one in Orchard Park, well, he's gonna have the W this time.
Mhm. So looking at the betting odds here, if I can get it pulled up here. Um, let's see. So we have a plus 195 for Jacksonville, Bills 230, minus 230, total of 45.5, open 46.5, and the Bills by 6.6. Okay, 56.1% to win outright. So they're calling another close game.
I will say again that I know Jacksonville is like a team you sleep on because they just hadn't done much of really a lot since I say turn since the 2010s, and then all of a sudden they'll remind you that hey, we play NFL too. Colts fans can agree to that, and then Bills fans. Trevor Lawrence has been a slow start to the season. When he'll turn on, we don't know. But for Jaguar fans, hopefully it's on Monday night, which ironically is where their season took a turn for the worse. when they played the Bengals last season. As for the Bills, hey, 2-0, looking to go 3-0. So, yeah. And like I said before, first Monday night doubleheader of the year. All right, we were called doubleheader, so we won't think too about that. And
Mhm.
wrap things up, we got a game at Paycor Stadium.
Yeah, Commanders at the Bengals. Coming off a win last week, Commanders think Bengals looking for redemption. So Amir, doubleheader, as they say, ESPN 8:15. Who do you got?
Well, Bengals, you're getting off the schneid. At least I know you are. 28, no, I'll say 30-14. Make it
Okay, so you're
31-14.
saying okay, 31-14. So you're saying the Monday night games are going to be basically blowouts on your on your behalf.
Yeah, and the Commanders' offense, and they got a rookie quarterback. He's put up okay numbers. And I wouldn't sleep on him either. This is Jaden Danielson. I mean, Jaden Daniel, excuse me. But I know Bengals fans, they're hungry for a win. Their team, it's come close, but this is the week they finally break through under the Monday Night Lights, which I know has been their favorite the last few times. They won twice in Monday Night last year, including that aforementioned game in Jacksonville with what's his name, Brandon Allen as the quarterback for almost the last half of the season with a wrist injury. That being
Yeah.
said, Bengals will get it done.
All right. Well, Bengals 28, Washington 14 for me. So I have the same score as as you, Amir, Washington wise. Um, I just don't think this game's going to be all that competitive, but never say never. I agree what you said there on your side. So I would have to agree, and that about covers it, don't you think? Besides the record predictions for this week.
I'm going 12-4. I have myself going 12-4, I should say.
Okay, so we can put that below here. So there we go. 12-4. Um, I'm gonna play a low safe and go. hmm, I'm gonna play it safe and say 10-6. I think there's gonna be a few upsets this week.
Seeing there's some teams looking for their first wins, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
Yeah, that's my process. I kept going through some numbers in my head, and I'm like, yeah. But that about covers it, folks. 12-4, 10-6. We covered a lot of teams this week. So you know, few key players out, and can they capitalize with those star players not being on the field? And once again, no bye weeks this week. So with that, that's it.
Yeah, no bye weeks, but I know for a lot of teams who are winless, well, this week's your last chance. Otherwise, you might want to start looking forward to 2025. Again, week two's in the books. Week three starts tomorrow at Leeds Whitford, includes at Paycor Stadium. So I'm looking forward to it.
Same here, and I feel pretty good about this week. I won't be mad if I get a lot wrong this week. So that's something to look forward to. I'd rather be surprised than not be. So
Well, it's the NFL. Every team's going to pull a surprise, make you scream, what, at during or after the game. So,
yeah, and I would be very surprised if Carolina finds the win column this week. Speaking of surprises, and folks, I read you the betting odds for this week. If you want to check it out for yourself, I'll put it in the link in a link for in the description box down below if you want to read more of that. So with that, this has been Weekly Picks, week number 3. with Amir Daniels. I'm Keenan Costain. Have a good one, folks.
Yep. See y'all next week.